I was the invisible girl until my ex's wedding day. Now his family wants me to give back the inheritance his grandmother secretly left me. I was always the girl nobody noticed, the one who blended into walls at parties whose name teachers constantly forgot. That's probably why Jake Pert, handsome, charming center of attention. Jake Pert never truly saw me either, even during our 3 years together. You are just comfortable, he said when breaking up with me 2 weeks before graduation. I need someone who challenges me, who makes people turn their heads when we walk in. The real translation: I was too plain, too quiet, too forgettable. I nodded and walked away, just like I always did. No drama, no tears, at least not where anyone could see them. That's what Jake liked about me initially. I never made scenes. 6 months later, I received a letter from his grandmother Eleanor. She'd been the only one in his family who ever really talked to me at gatherings, asking about my photography hobby while everyone else discussed Jake's law school prospects. My dear, her letter read, I've watched how they treated you, how he treated you. Come visit me. I almost didn't go, but Eleanor lived in that magnificent Victorian house I'd always admired, paired, the one with the perfect light that I dreamed of photographing. So I visited her every Sunday for the next year, bringing tea cakes and listening to stories about her youth as a photographer in 1960s New York. She showed me her vintage camera collection, taught me techniques no YouTube tutorial could offer. You see what surprisingly, it's your superpower. When Eleanor passed away suddenly, I cried more than I had for my own relationship. At the funeral, Jake barely acknowledged me, too busy consoling his new fiancée Rifet, part a striking woman whose inscriptor following numbered in the 6 digits. 3 weeks later, the family gathered for the will reading. I received a small envelope explaining why I should be there. When the lawyer announced that Eleanor had left me her entire photography collection, valued at over $2.3 million, plus her Victorian house, the room went silent. There must be some mistake, Jake's mother finally sputtered. The lawyer adjusted his glasses. Mrs. Reynolds was quite clear, she said. To the only person who actually saw me, I leave the tools to help her show the world how she sees it. Jake approached me afterward, that familiar charming smile in place. You know, I always said you had an artistic eye. Maybe we could get coffee sometime, talk about old times. His fiancée Rifet was watching from across the room, confusion evident on her perfect features. I'm actually quite busy, I replied. I have a gallery opening next month. My first exhibition is called The Invisible. You probably wouldn't be interested. Yesterday, Jake's mother called, suggesting I do the right thing and return the inheritance to the real family. She mentioned how devastated Jake was, how he'd always supported my little hobby. I hung up and walked to Eleanor's parent, now my Pert, studio. Sunlight streamed through the bay windows, illuminating the space where I'd finally found my voice. On the wall hung my favorite photo. Eleanor laughing, truly seen, truly alive. Others actually see you. I know which ones deserve to be in the frame. If you want to know what happened at my gallery opening where Jake and his family showed up uninvited, click share for part 2.